Hey, it's Brenda with Horse Sense Healing, and I am an equine gestalt coach, and life coach. And today I want to talk with you about holding back. Have you ever had a time or an opportunity that you didn't speak your truth or didn't say what you wanted to say or express your feelings and wished you had? Is there something like the old expression, the cat's got your tongue, or you were really afraid to speak up when there was something you disagreed about or something that was really important that you wanted to say? Yeah, well, I have too. As kind, caring, nurturing people, we tend to want to make sure everyone else is happy, everyone else is taken care of, everyone else comes first. And sometimes we didn't learn how to speak up, how to share what we're feeling in ways that are honoring of everybody, ourselves and the other person, unless the other person doesn't deserve it. No, I'm kidding. Often we wished we had spoken up. We wish we had shared how we felt about something, or we wish we had shared our opinions about something. And sometimes we hold back. Have you had this happen? Until it can't be held back anymore, and then it comes out sideways or like a tidal wave, and that's not how we want to show up either. So that's like the pot that's the boiling, and then the kettle just finally blows. So what happens when you're in your life, at work or at home, and maybe someone oversteps their boundaries or says something that might be hurtful, or you might feel isn't true, or is an assumption about you or someone else? What do you do with that? Do you stay silent? Do you let it fester? Sometimes we hold back, and when we shouldn't, right? So it could be someone that oversteps their boundaries and just takes over. Have you known someone like that? Maybe it's us. Just takes over as if no one else is capable or no one else matters. And what do we do with that? Often, those kinds of things, we walk away and not say anything. And then what do we feel? Yeah, okay. So if I hold back, or if I'm in a conversation and something comes up or something uncomfortable that I want to say and I don't say it, then I walk away and go, why didn't I say that? We begin to beat ourselves up. That little troll on our shoulder goes, yep, see, you never speak up. I am such a blank, whatever, fill in the blank. We're easy at beating ourselves up. We're good at beating ourselves up, aren't we? Say, why don't I say what I feel? What is wrong with me? Those kinds of messages. So why don't we? Why don't we speak up? When we wish we had, why don't we give ourselves our voice? Sometimes it's fear of looking foolish, fear of being wrong, fear of being ridiculed, maybe fear of being rejected. Maybe they won't like me anymore. Stakes feel high when we're not able to give voice to our feelings or our thoughts or ideas. We're worried about disappointing others or hurting someone's feelings. That's the biggest one I hear. Well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, golly, but what about our feelings? What about your feelings, right? It's not doing it in a way that's hurtful on purpose, right? Much of the time we worry or in fear of creating conflict. We're afraid of conflict. Maybe growing up, conflict wasn't a very pretty thing, and people begin to be afraid of being in it. And it can be done well. It can be done where both people are honored, but it takes some skills. So when I was young, it was really hard for me to sometimes even know what I felt, but to share my thoughts, opinions, ideas, my feelings, especially if it was a challenging feeling or a hurt feeling, or someone did something that I felt hurt or upset about. That felt so threatening to me that I couldn't do it. I could not speak it. I was too scared. I thought I would lose everyone or everything. I felt like the earth might open up and swallow me. And as my life moved on, and as I gained more life experience and went to college and then entered my social work degree, I learned a whole lot about communication and speaking truth and feelings and ideas and thoughts. And I learned how to have really hard conversations with people, and to do it as gently as possible. And that was with the people I was there to serve. It was a little bit more challenging, right? When it was with a relationship that might have been more important, a relationship that could have been a coworker, or a relationship that could have been a family or a friend. That was different, and that felt harder. And I've practiced and practiced, and sometimes I still struggle with speaking up sometimes, especially with those important relationships. I do attempt to follow the model. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And filter it through that. Some things just are better left unsaid. But when it begins to fester and affect me, and I start beating myself up because I don't, or it enables another person to walk all over me, or trample over us, or take over, or be controlling in our lives, then it's time to share it. And when we do, we can pull up our courage, and it does take courage to learn how to do it. To step through our worries, to step through the fear, and begin speaking up, speaking our truth with kindness, and owning it ourselves, owning our own feelings, what's ours, without blame. People start to listen. We start to feel heard. We start to realize that people are respecting us for owning our own story. And our opinions and our thoughts and our feelings. And you begin to feel more confident and at ease. So, people oftentimes, and my own story was, well, what I have to say doesn't matter. My feelings really don't matter. The opinion of bigger and louder and more dominant people are pretty hard to meet in that space. It felt intimidating to even engage in that. And you might feel like you'll be rejected or ridiculed. But to stop that pattern and that old story that we can't own our feelings and we can't talk about how we feel or what our thoughts and ideas are, then we have to start to believe that what we have to say matters, that we're worthy of having our own feelings and sharing our own feelings and our thoughts and ideas, that the earth will not swallow you up. It won't open up and swallow you whole. It won't. It won't. Yeah. So when we learn to say what we want to say and owning our own thoughts and feelings, and do so with the integrity or the honoring of both people, the integrity of the other person as well as yours, we begin to feel empowered. We're more at ease with ourselves and in turn with others. And relationships often deepen and become more real and authentic. It's really about owning our authentic self. So the horses and I often work with people, often women, to find that truth, to find what they want to speak that maybe they've never been able to speak before, to share that with people. We practice in a safe environment. We find the truth in their bodies. Where is it in their bodies? Often it's in their stomach, right? Their solar plexus, their throat. It gets tight when they even want to think about speaking what they want to say. And we practice with that, and horses and I help you release that. To speak up, stand up for yourself, and to do it from the heart, not from the reactions of pent-up pain. That's where I think we get ourselves into trouble. when we let it simmer and simmer and stuff it down and stuff it down and stuff it down, and then pretty soon we can't help but say something, and then it comes out, like I said, sideways or like a tidal wave, and it knocks everybody over, and then we feel really bad about ourselves. So if you're interested in exploring how we can assist you in finding the courage, building the confidence to speak your truth, with the grit and the grace of your truth, of your worthiness, reach out for your free exploration call or personal session. And you can reach me at the website on the screen. And I look forward to talking with you. Here's to living your stories of grit with grace and living a life of more ease and joy. Look forward to talking with you again.